All right, Agent, listen up. We're about to embark on a secret mission. It's going to involve some top-secret communication, a little bit of household espionage, and, believe it or not, some really cool kitchen chemistry. Let's get started.
I mean, come on. Who hasn't wanted to send a secret message? You know, a note that only your friend can read, completely hidden from prying eyes? Well, today, we're going to make that happen. You're about to learn a classic spycraft technique. And get this, you don't need some high-tech fancy lab. Nope. Your own kitchen has all the secrets you're going to need. In fact, things like milk or lemons could be other secret weapons hiding in your fridge. The best part? Your message is going to be completely invisible.
Okay, every good agent needs a proper briefing, and this is yours. We're going to break down exactly how to prepare your invisible ink and write your very first secret message. So, pay close attention.
Here is your standard issue field kit. For your, quote, ink, we're using simple blueberry juice. Your pen is just a basic cotton swab. The message itself will be written on your canvas, a plain old sheet of paper. And for the big reveal, we've got a very special piece of tech, a regular hairdryer.
The protocol for writing your message is super simple. First, just dip your cotton swab into the blueberry juice. Not too much, just enough to get it wet. Next, go ahead and write your message on the paper. And then comes the hardest part, waiting. You have to let it dry completely. And as it does, it'll literally vanish right before your eyes.
But hold on, before we get to the exciting part and reveal the message, we have to cover some really important safety protocols. You know, a careful agent is a successful agent, and these next steps are absolutely non-negotiable for mission success. First off, it's a good idea to wear gloves just to keep everything clean. Second, and this one is critical, electricity and liquids do not mix, so keep that hairdryer far, far away from your juice. And finally, make sure you're doing this on a surface that can handle a little bit of heat so you don't damage anything. Okay, safety protocols observed. It is time for the big reveal. Aim your hairdryer at the spot where you wrote your message. Gently warm it up, moving the hairdryer back and forth. And then, just like something out of a spy movie, your hidden words will start to appear. How cool is that?
Mission accomplished. But, you know, a true agent doesn't just follow protocols. They understand the science behind them. So let's declassify the intel and figure out why this actually works. This is where the real magic is.
Seriously? It seems like pure magic, right? An invisible message just appearing out of thin air? But the secret isn't some magic trick. It's all in the chemistry of that blueberry juice.
The key players here are something called pigments. These are the natural compounds that give blueberry juice that deep, dark color. But when you write with it, you're spreading such a thin layer that the pigments are too far apart for our eyes to see.
So that hairdryer isn't just drying the paper. It's actually a catalyst. That heat kicks off a chemical reaction in the invisible residue you left on the page, and it fundamentally changes the structure of those pigments.
This breaks it down perfectly. Before you add any heat, those natural sugars and acids from the juice are just sitting there on the paper, totally clear. But when you hit it with the heat, two things happen. The sugars caramelize, yeah, kind of like when sugar browns in a pan, and the acids start to break down. That entire process makes the pigments darken, making your secret message visible to the world.
So now you have the skills and you have the scientific knowledge of a real field agent, which means it's time for your next assignment, experimenting on your own.
You've definitely completed basic training, but are you ready to take this to the next level? The absolute best way to learn is to experiment, and your lab, the kitchen, is waiting for you.
So here's your mission expansion. What happens if you use other berries? Or maybe even something like lemon juice as your ink? Does the type of paper make a difference? You know, try it on cardstock or regular notebook paper. Test it all out, and make sure you share your top secret findings with your fellow agents.
You now possess the power of invisible communication. With this newfound knowledge of science and spycraft, there's really only one question left. What secrets will you reveal? Go out there and start experimenting.